Hi everyone, welcome to Baking with Mary, and today we're making some pumpkin waffles or pancakes if that's what you want to do with them. Alrighty, so first of all I have all of my ingredients and I'm going to, I'm going to mix everything up. No, first I got to get my waffle iron ready. So I'm going to plug it in, I'm going to spray it a little bit there, and that way it'll be nice and hot when I'm ready to put these in the waffle iron. And yes, I don't know if you can see it, but yeah, on a whim we bought the little bit cool waffle iron. Anyway, it's silly, I know, but okay, so I'm plugging it in, and I just want to show you something right quick on a waffle iron. You see that ready light, the green light? People think, oh, that's for when your waffle is ready. No, that ready light tells you that your waffle iron is hot enough. Just like when you try to turn on the stove, just because you put something in it and you turn on the stove and it goes off, hey beep, your stove is warm enough, doesn't mean your whatever you put in there is done cooking. All that means is that the stove is ready. Same thing with the waffle iron. All that green light means is that your waffle iron is ready, not your waffles. And I'll tell you how to tell when they're ready in a minute. So here we go. Let me plug it in. I'm going to do a light spray with my spray oil. My waffle iron does have the coating that supposedly is totally non-stick. It doesn't always stay non-stick, so I'm afraid I have my can ready to go. All right, now this is one of those recipes that's, I'm so sorry, it's healthy for you. No, I'm not really sorry. Okay, here we go. So I want 2 1/4 cups of oats. I'm going to blend that first because then it makes it all nice, more like flour. So there's 1 cup. 2 cups. I don't have this on my counter because I have a big bucket of oats because I use them in all sorts of recipes. 2 cups. Ooh, 1/4 cup. Now I only want 2 1/4 cups. There we go. Now this waffle mix may make too much for your family, but what you can do with them and what we've done with them is any of the extras we freeze. All right, where are we? Oh, gotta blend this up. Okay. The little motor is way over here, so I have to kind of shuffle around. I sometimes do the start and stop just because that's better for the machine, but then the other thing is that it also gets some of the other stuff that hasn't gotten nice and blended. It gets it down to the bottom where it will get blended. There we go. All right, et voila. So now that's all nicely blended. If you want to have more of the oatmeal texture, you're welcome to just not blend it by itself, but just wait, and then after you get all your goodies in. Now it's time to get the rest of the stuff in. It calls for 9 eggs. People, that's a lot of eggs. But before I'm going to put in my eggs, I'm going to put in my other dry ingredients. So I'm going to put in my 3/4 teaspoon baking powder. There we are. 3/4 teaspoon baking powder. So I take my 1/4 teaspoon measure. I do it 3 times. Now I usually use the edge of the can to brush that off. So 1, whoops, got stuck in there. 2, 3. 3/4 teaspoon baking powder. Good, yes. I always check because, man, I forget what I'm doing sometimes. 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda. So, now the 1/2 teaspoon. There we go. That's in. Half a teaspoon of baking soda, quarter teaspoon salt. So I've got my quarter teaspoon. There's that. And my salt. There we go. And that's that one. Then what else do I need? The 1.5 teaspoons vanilla, that's liquid, so I'm going to stop and wait. Now, I also have powdered vanilla, but I figured I'd use the liquid vanilla this time just to show you. I'm going to wait for my wetter ingredients. Then the last thing is 3 teaspoons of pumpkin pie spice. And I happen to have my pumpkin pie spice. Now, I don't always have this on hand. So if I don't, I'll use a combination of what? It says it there. Combo cinnamon, allspice, nutmeg, and ginger. So, pumpkin pie spice, 3 teaspoons. Here's my teaspoon. You know what? 3 teaspoons equals 1 tablespoon. I'm just going to use my tablespoon. And there we go. All right. And I blend this up. That way all the dry ingredients are totally mixed together. Now with the wet ingredients. Okay, so I need my 9 eggs. I'm going to get paper towels before I start this. I should have thought of this beforehand, but I didn't. Luckily, paper towels are just right there. Okay, so here we go. 1. Oh man, this is going to take forever. We could do it in French. 2, 3, I'm practicing here, 4, I could practice in Spanish, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, did I already do 5? No, I'm about to do 5, I did 4, 5, 6. You know what? I don't remember how. All I know is I put 9 eggs in there. I'm stopping and count. I'm going to stop counting because I just totally confused myself. So I know that I have 3 eggs left. Now I know this seems like a lot of eggs. Here's the deal with this recipe. The recipe that I got did not call for a full can of pumpkin. But rather than try to figure out, or rather than open up a can of pumpkin and then measure it and then have pumpkin left over, I decided I need a recipe that takes the 1 can. Because otherwise I'm going to have a lot of pumpkin go to waste. That's why I'm telling you, if you don't have a large family or y'all don't like eating tons of waffles, then just know that you can freeze them, okay? So yeah, 1 can of pumpkin, and that's why it takes so many eggs. The normal recipe does not have quite so many, but I tripled this recipe just to be able to use 1 whole can rather than have 1 whole can sitting around. This is a 15-ounce can, by the way. It's one of the smaller cans. It's not a giant can of pumpkin. Alright, there we go. I got that out of the can. Alright, pumpkin. I need vanilla still. 1.5 teaspoons. Okay, guys. I told you before, sometimes I get kind of sloppy with things. If it doesn't matter too much, I'm good with it. 1.5 teaspoons is the same as half a tablespoon. So I'm going to guess I'm not going to make it exact. And besides, I like vanilla, so I did just half of that. Big old tablespoon. I didn't fill it to the top. And I need the bananas now. And I have to tell you, another little thing about this. So I had to get my bananas out of the freezer because I usually freeze my bananas for things like smoothies or something like that. So these are a little bit on the frozen side. I tried to get them thawed, but that's all right. It'll work. And if that's what you do to save your bananas, go for it. I cannot believe I just left these right here because this is where my space that I need. So I am really making a mess. So guess what I'm going to be doing? Cleaning up, right? Okay, so my little green light is on. See? Let me show you. No, I can't show you. It's too hot. There. See? That means that the waffle iron is ready. And I'm going to blend this up before I blend it with the bananas as well to get things going here. Because that is just going to be a little too thick. Okay, now it's time for the bananas. These bananas, being still semi-frozen, are going to thicken, I'm afraid. They're going to thicken my batter here. So if you have regular bananas, that's the way to go. I should have just gone without bananas because it'll taste fine that way too. But that's okay. Onward and upward. Alright, now here's the big blend. See how much there is in here? That's why, yeah, I'll make some and then freeze a bunch. This takes a little bit of time. Why? Because I just put in the bananas. And I gotta make sure that this mixes well because I don't want chunky bananas in my waffles. I'm thinking that's good. Alright. So that comes down, this comes off. I'm hoping it's good. And I'm gonna need my 1/4 cup again. And I'll show you why. Just a minute. I want my spatula so that I can save some of that off of the blades here. Sometimes I just want to get everything. Things are so good. So, boy, I hope those bananas got done. It sure does feel like it. Now, this is fairly liquidy. If you find that for what you're doing, like maybe you're making the pancakes instead and it's just a little too thick, then add a little milk or water. Alrighty, so here we go. I am going, you can see, kind of see there, that my waffle iron is in 4 different little sections, right? So I don't just pour it straight in the center and let it spread out. I do about a 1/4 cup right in the middle. Oh great, I had a little bit of, what did I use this for? I used it for oatmeal? Yeah, for the oatmeal. Anyway, had a little oatmeal piece in there. Okay, so I'm going to put it straight in the center. And that 1/4 cup, for this machine anyway, seems to work pretty good. Now, I'm not measuring it exactly. I'm not taking it off the top. So there we go. And I don't want to lose that, so down that goes. Now here's how you tell when your waffle is done. First of all, it is going to start steaming. And that's when you know that it's cooking. When it stops steaming, that's when you know, or I should say when it stops steaming as much. When it just starts getting to just a very thin little steam, then you know that it's done. And then you take it out. Now, I usually use, to take it out of there, a fork, but again, this machine happens to have a coating on it. I have to touch only the waffles with this, not the machine at all, or it'll scrape off that coating. So, can you see it steam? Ooh, I should get a black something or another, black piece of paper right there so you can see it steam. I mean, I know you can kind of see it steam, but one of these days I'll have a really fancy studio. That'll be fun, won't it? Nah, too clean, too hard to move in. Well, that sounds bad. Not that it's too clean, but I like my kitchen because I know where everything is and I can easily grab it. So I'm just blathering on right now because we're watching it steam. Okay. Oatmeal's good for you. There we go. I could sing for you while we wait. But you know what? I could also just pause you until it's done. So, as you can see, lots of steam. When it finally stops steaming so much, that waffle is going to be done. So in the meantime, I'm going to pause you. I'm going to get my plate ready, clean up a little bit, that kind of thing. Alrighty? So, put you on pause. There's a lot less steam coming, so it's almost ready. But one of the things that I like to do, and then I want to show you, I usually melt my butter when I'm having waffles because then it gets in all the little crevices, and I love that. So I'm going to melt some butter. On the other hand, you guys might like to put just plain old butter on top of your waffle and let the waffle melt the butter. So either way, perfectly fine. It's just what I do. And you can always not melt your butter. You can melt your butter whatever you want. I'm going to put this on the stove, and this is ready, I think. All right. So, not as much steam. You see that, right? Oh, yeah. Almost no steam now. So, there we go. Now, I'm putting the fork right here in between and lifting a little bit there, see? There we go. Now, just in case you want it, if you want the original recipe that does not use a full can of pumpkin, you let me know and I will get that to you. I just tripled it so I could use the full can like I said. I'm going to put that to the side right quick so I can, first of all, respray. It just makes it so much easier. And my husband says I get spray everywhere. Sorry, that's what I do. Try not to be out of control with your spray. Or your batter here. I just drip some on the counter, trying to do this quickly. Alrighty, so that's it for the video. I obviously have, okay, don't do that because that's hot. Alright, here we go. Sorry, I dripped over the edge and I was thinking, oh, I'll take that off so it won't be caught in between there. Okay, whoa, watch out. Stool was not where I thought it was. All right, so guys, that's it. So just keep making your waffles. Butter them up when your butter's melted, or if you're just going to butter them with whatever butter you have handy, do that. And that is it for today. Enjoy. Oh, are you having these for dinner? I'm having them for breakfast. Bye now. Hey, you. You know what you gotta do next. Clean up. Here are some fun facts about waffles. Waffles have been around since the 14th century. Waffles inspired Nike's first pair of sneakers. International Waffle Day falls on March 25th thanks to the Swedes. On August 24th in 1869, Cornelius Swarthout received the first U.S. patent for the waffle iron, which is why National Waffle Day in the U.S. is August 24th. The record for waffles eaten is 29 waffles in 10 minutes.